Me and GF had been together for 4 years. We had our ups and downs, but the majority of the time when we had our problems, it was because of her insecurities. She has a lot of insecurities. If I were to work with another female, she gets mad. If I don't text, she automatically starts getting mad and accusing me of being with another woman. I once bought my female partner breakfast because she didn't have money, so she broke up with me for that. We live next to Mexico, and if I went there, she would go crazy and accuse me of going to brothels there and start another argument. How I put up with this for 4 years, I honestly don't know. Keep in mind, I never once raised my voice to her. However, saying very mean things to her because she provoked me during the arguments is another story. One morning, I was going to the gym at 5 a.m. I normally go early to the gym before I go to work. As I'm exiting the off-ramp, I noticed an SVU similar to hers. I didn't think anything of it at first, then it turned into a McDonald's, and in the light, I saw it was her SUV because hers has damage on the driver's side. I immediately turned into the shopping center and drove around and saw her in the passenger seat and another man driving her vehicle. I drove around again, and this time they both saw me because I could actually see their faces surprised and shocked. She ducked down trying to hide, and I called her phone and I could see the man picking the cell up. They sped off after that. I tried following them, but in the position I was in, by the time I got back to the frontage, they had hit the on-ramp and disappeared. I passed by her house and her SUV wasn't there. However, a black Jeep was outside and that belonged to her son's nurse. I honestly didn't want to be that crazy boyfriend and stay outside and wait or hide somewhere till she came home, so I went to the gym. I texted her and told her I saw her and I know she wasn't at home. Around 30 minutes later, she messaged me acting as if nothing had happened. I told her I caught her, and of course she denied it. She said her friend and her husband have her vehicle, and she is at home because she doesn't have a nurse for her son, and she is babysitting her friend's kids. I busted her on that lie when I told her I saw the nurse's vehicle at her house, plus she couldn't be using her vehicle because the stickers were expired. So why the hell would her friend leave their perfectly good car and take hers? She said this was a misunderstanding and a bunch of other nonsense. She even tried saying God knows she wasn't there and I'm wrong. She's the type who you could catch holding the bloody knife over the body and she'll still deny it. She always tried doing I'm Miss Incident routine and she was the victim and it was always me. Next, she started gaslighting me with the most idiotic things. She said I was drinking or it's the pills I'm taking that are making me do this. Huh? She knows I'm a teetotaler and I don't take any type of meds. Then she said it was because I got into a fight with someone at work, that's why I'm taking it out on her. She knew I was at home that night. Then she tried saying the war messed up your head because I'm an OIF veteran. She also said we're having a language barrier problem because she can't express herself the way she wants because her main language is Spanish. I'm fluent in Spanish, and she knows this as well. Also, I'm bipolar because I got mad at her when she went constantly accusing me of cheating on her. Hence how I said she provoked it. After I busted her on her lies, she stopped denying it and stopped acknowledging that I caught her with another man. She started saying it's my fault and I ruined our relationship because my daughter's mom called me once while we were out one day and we haven't been together in 7 years. However, according to her and everything else she said to me after that, I was messing with my ex and I'm taking out a bunch of other dumb stuff. That was it. She blocked me, however her phone is under my account, so I suspended her line. Also, she had a gym membership that I was paying and I canceled that. Also, I canceled the payment for her eyebrow appointment she was excited about. The funny part about it was she tried getting the last laugh because she has a credit card that I pay on. She didn't know that the card may be under her name, but everything else was under my info, email, phone number, and account info. So I locked the card, and she didn't know. Her friend told me she went to Papado with the other guy and her other 2 children and got a big dinner and tried using the card, but it was declined, of course. She racked up a $250 bill, and she couldn't pay, and the winner she was cheating on me with was jobless and had no money either, and she had no money either.
Cheating spouse's mistress gets arrested. I need to get my story off my chest in a cathartic exercise. I, 31F, was with my ex, 31M, for almost 12 years. 1 year after we were married, I discovered there was some sort of relationship between him and the coworker, who I knew and was friends with after we were all at a dinner party together and I caught them holding hands under the table. I gave him an ultimatum. cut all contact with her or we are done. He whined and cried and said he fucked up, but nothing happened and he would never hang out with her again. I was uneasy and my trust with him was in the toilet, but I thought we could repair. Turns out I was wrong. I needed to visit a relative 2 hours away for the weekend, and he always went. Told me he couldn't go, he had to work. I found that really suspicious and thought he was acting weird. That night, I got on Snapchat and saw his location was at a bar he would always go to with work friends. I knew he was with her. Next day, I call him and ask him what he was doing, and he was lying the whole time. I know now he was at her house. I come back and confront him, and he starts gaslighting me, saying he has no trust in me if I can't trust him on his own. Says he doesn't want to be in a relationship with me. He loves her. They have a connection. I'm not a sexual enough person for him. My work makes me move too much. I didn't move for 6 years, etc., etc., etc. To say it imploded is an understatement. I asked him to leave, and he moved in right with her, flaunted their relationship around our very small town, and kicked me while I was down and embarrassed me. I asked for a divorce multiple times, to which he said he would fill out the paperwork, but never did. 5 months later, my MIL reached out and asked if I heard that they were moving in a week to a different state. I was floored and livid. The amount of money and time it would take for an interstate divorce was insane. I ended up confronting him and serving him paperwork while he had the audacity to tell me I should be civil. They moved 2 days after we divorced. 3 months after that, the local news had a story about the mistress getting arrested for stealing money from her employer. She was in jail for a month, convicted at trial, and is now a felon. He's still with her from what I know, but it's so nice to finally have that karma. They deserve every miserable minute together. Truly horrible human beings, and I'm so much better off without him. Edit. We were together for 11 years before we got married, 1 year married before he cheated, and tried to fix things for 3 months before he decided to lie and bail some more.
I knew she was cheating the whole time. She never knew I knew. A while back, I met this girl, and we got close pretty fast. After a while, I told her I liked her and was upfront that I was looking for marriage. She agreed we should take it slow and just get to know each other first. At first, things were really great, and I even met her mom a few times, and she liked me a lot. But after a couple of months, I started noticing how complicated she was. Honestly, she had a lot of issues and contradictions, but I didn't complain. I just tried to be patient and supportive. She also wouldn't stop talking about her ex and how awful he was. One day while we were walking, she pointed out a car that looked like her ex's. She brushed it off, but it stuck with me. It was a family car, not something a single young guy usually drives unless he's married. I stayed quiet and let it go. That same day at the mall, one of my friends saw us together. Later, I told him we were dating. Fast forward, she tells me she's going out with her friends. Cool, no problem. Total coincidence, I end up at the same mall with my buddy. He gets there first and texts me that he just saw her with another guy. He even sent me photos. It was her, no question. I stayed calm, didn't confront her, but in my head, I knew the relationship was over. About a month and a half later, she broke it off, saying, I don't feel the click and giving me excuses. I just said, I respect your decision and I wish you the best. I was so cold about it because by then I'd already detached, so it didn't hurt much. I never told her I knew she cheats. Later, I found out the guy was her ex. And yep, he was married. She was literally helping him cheat on his wife. Months later, she tried crawling back, playing the victim, saying she'd been betrayed, claiming all guys are trash. Meanwhile, she was the one who cheated. To this day, she has no idea I know. I just let her live with that. Call it slow revenge, but honestly, I don't hate her. I don't even hold a grudge. I genuinely wish her well. There's just no going back. We even met a few times after, as friends. She mentioned she was seeing a therapist, and from the way she talked, it was obvious she was struggling and lonely. By then, I had already completely moved on. I was in a good place mentally and genuinely happy with my life. That's my story. I tried to keep it short. Curious what you'd have done in my shoes.